Hi there, friends. I'm Vasco. I'm part of the team behind the first global Scrum Master Summit. If you're a Scrum Master, the Scrum Master Summit is a place to learn, to share, and to meet new friends. We will have lots of live sessions where you can meet and network with other Scrum Masters from all over the globe. So make sure you check it at bit.ly/SM Summit and the numeral 21. That's bit.ly/SMSUMMIT21. We have 7 amazing keynotes or more, as we are still organizing the conference as I record this, and 8 tracks that feature people like you and thought leaders sharing their insights and knowledge to help you become an awesome Scrum Master. So once again, check it out at bit.ly/SM Summit 21. That's all lowercase, all one word, SM Summit and the numeral 21. I'll see you on the virtual conference floor. All right, now on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our TGIF and Product Owner episode. This is the Friday episode with Kamal Hans. Hi, Kamal. Welcome back.
Thanks, Vasco.
So, Kamal, on Fridays, we talk about product owners because we understand the product owner is a key counterpart to the work that we're doing with the teams. And because of that, we want to explore what are good product owners, and we'll get there. But first, share with us what might have been potentially the worst product owner anti-pattern you've had to work with.
The most difficult anti-pattern that I have seen is a product owner coming to the meeting in the grooming session and said that, hey, we need to this work because this and this VP has said that. So not giving the team why behind it, not giving the team how this kind of work or this piece of work will benefit our customers, not giving the team understanding how this work will impact their team mission, their company's mission, just saying that, hey, this person wants this work, we have to do it. There is no open question. There is no kind of involvement in the team, just coming up with the work and then giving it to the team.
Yeah, this is actually, by the way, a very common anti-pattern I've seen in many organizations. There's many reasons why things must be done, and there will always be, and there's nothing we can do about it, right? There's always good reasons to do stuff. It's just that we only work on the stuff that needs to be done anyway. So having a good reason to do it is never a good reason to do it because it's not enough, right? As you pointed out, we need to understand how it benefits the customer or how it impacts the team or the company's mission. So these days, when you work with product owners and you see something like that, how do you react? How do you help them?
To be honest, like, in this situation, this happens to me recently, like kind of the last year or so. And I straight away went to that person whose name he was taking and then asked him, do you know how many times this product owner takes your name in the meeting? And he was like surprised, like, really? I said, yeah. So next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a word cloud out of time, like how many times that he says that, oh, this person said that, that's why we need to do that. And to be surprised, it was not enough times, like, in terms of that the person who's a VP directed him to do a particular reason to do that job. It was, the problem was like, that I will actually introduce another framework or things that I do, which is from the same book, is called the FBI concept, which is how to give the feedback, which is called that you share the feeling, you do the kind of explain the behavior, and then share the impact. So I gave the FBI feedback to the VP as well as to the product owner, saying that, hey, buddy, this is how I'm feeling, and this is your behavior, and this is how it is impacting. So that was the thing that I give both the person FBI feedback and then bring them on the same table, have a conversation, and then said that, like, let's resolve it.
Absolutely, and of course, those might not be very easy conversations, and we know that as Scrum Masters, we need to be ready to have those those difficult conversations. So what are some of the tips you might have for us on how to handle such conversations?
I think I shared already one that the FBI, like kind of giving the impact feedback, you may have some different way of giving it, but I think challenge the system. I would always challenge the system, not the person, saying that, hey, in our system, we don't give enough whys. We don't share enough reasons that why we are doing it. So yes, your behavior is impacting, but how do we change it? So that's the key part of it. But again, to be honest, having courage. Like if we are seeing something, it's our job to make sure that other people see from our perspective at least. And having courage to have share that information with them. That's what is our job. If we are not sharing, if we are afraid of doing uh, kind of a confronting those people, or whenever we see those bad behaviors, yes, we get a tag like that. Yeah, I'm the most likable Scrum Master, but we are not doing our job right.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why we talk about this anti-pattern of the product owner role, because we need to keep our eyes open and our ears on the ground for this anti-pattern. Sometimes they are quite obvious, like what you just said. A PO comes in and just uses somebody else's name to push the team to do something. Sometimes they're more subtle, but we need to talk about them and be ready to have that conversation. So the FBI feedback format, I'll put the link on the show notes. I think that's a great tip. And as you said, challenge the system, not the person, because it's the system that needs to change. People act within the system. What forces them to take certain actions is what matters, not necessarily only what the actions are that they took. All right, great. That was a great story. And now we want to perhaps talk about the reverse, the mirror image of this, which is, in your mind, Kamal, probably the best product owner you've ever worked with. Describe that product owner for us.
So I would say that that product owner is the person who pretty much explains them the why we need to do that. What are the problems that we need to solve? What are the customers' pain points are? And collaborate with them. Hey, let's figure it out. What the solutions possible for it? Help them to give the feedback on the solutions that the team is coming up with, and be available for the team as a feedback loop from team to the customers or other stakeholders so that they can get that feedback faster rather than just on the sprint demo or maybe after a month then when we release our next product. So be available for them. That's the kind of a product owner. There is a one that I have worked, in fact, many I have worked with who are really good, but that's the definition I have it.
Yeah, absolutely. How do these great product owners you've worked with, what is their style of explaining the why?
I think in terms of explaining what are the customers' pain points are, and these are the opportunities that we have to solve these particular pain points. And if we're going to solve them, this is how our company will benefit out of it. If he's taking all those aspects of it, you can actually define that in terms of design thinking framework. You call it what is the viability, what is the feasibility, and what is the desirability, and how we can get into the sustainability part of it, which is the more like kind of a team part of it. But having the answer to these three questions, desirability, feasibility, and viability, is the key here.
Absolutely. And those are also great reminders, right? Like things that we must ask the product owner. Okay, so why is this feature desired by the customers? Like, why are they asking for it? Or then talking about it with the team and say, okay, so how can we do it? What are the options that we have? And let's talk about that instead of writing the spec. Let's talk about the multiple ways in which we could do it. And then the viability, is the way we need to develop this in line with the value that it brings to the customer, because sometimes it isn't, and there we might just have to say, I'm sorry, but we can't do it. that it just doesn't add enough value. It's a great set of questions to ask. Kamal, thank you very much. We're getting close to the end, but before we do go, share with us, where can people find out more about you and the work that you're doing?
They can find me on LinkedIn. You can type my name, Kamal Hans. I can share my LinkedIn email to you. They can email me anytime. I will share my email. And that's where I am.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put the link to your LinkedIn and Twitter also on the show notes so that people can easily find you and get in touch and ask questions. It's been a great week. Thank you very much for being with us and for your generosity with your time and your knowledge, Kamal.
Thanks, Vasco. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. It was fun.
One more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is over, but there's a lot more we have to share. We have developed our own membership site where you find a community of active and engaged Scrum Masters. In this site, you get access to exclusive content and get to interact with us, your podcast hosts, as well as the best Scrum Masters in the world. Join us at scrummastertoolbox.com/podcast and keep this podcast free of advertising. See you next week for one more week full of Scrum Master tips and tricks. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.